Well, you done me and you bet I felt it. I tried to beat you, but you're so hot that I melted. Fell right through the cracks, and I'm trying to get back. Before the cool done run out, I'll be giving it my best test, and nothing's gonna stop me but divine intervention. I reckon it's again my time to win some or learn some, but I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm yours. Hey guys, Drew James here. I'm going to teach you how to play a very, very easy beginner's version of I'm Yours by Jason Mraz. So the version that I'm teaching, it's adapted, so it's not going to be quite like the record, but it is something that if you're a beginner, you should be able to do, hopefully, fingers crossed, by the end of the lesson. So I'm going to get straight into the lesson and teach you a few things. First of all, this is actually a request, this song, by Hannah Burrell, so thank you for requesting this, and now here's the lesson. So you ask and you shall receive. So let's get started on the lesson straight away, because there's a couple of things that we need to do if you're a complete beginner. So what we're doing with the song is we're starting, actually, you know what, I've forgotten the most important element if you want to learn any Jason Mraz, and if you want to be Jason Mraz, there's a very, very important element. I'm just going to transform right now. There you go. You need the pork pie douchebag hat. Okay, so I'm not calling him a douchebag, but you need that. So anyway, let's get started. Right. So we're starting on the second string down. So I call the strings Eddie, 8, Dynamite, Goodbye, Eddie, E, A, D, G, B, E. So we're on the A string, the second string down, and we're on the second fret there. Okay, so you can use your index finger on the second fret, and I'd just like you to play that note. You should get this sound. Okay, that's a B. All right, so just try that again. So press hard into the wood. Bring your thumb around the back, I don't know if you can see that, thumb around the back of the guitar like this, okay? And press into the wood. Try not to grip the guitar like this, bring it around the back, and that's your first note, okay? I'll show you the rest of the chord in just a minute. Then, we're just very easy, just moving that fingernail up to the second fret, so that's 1, 2, on the thickest string, okay? So we've got the first note, second fret on the A string, and then we're changing to second fret on the thickest string. Then we're going up 2 more frets, so we're going to go past the third into the fourth on the thickest string, 4th fret. And then, very easy, open on that string, okay? So let's just try and go through that, and that will sound a bit like the song. Obviously you don't have the full chord, so it's second fret, 4th fret on the thickest string, and I'm trying to open, back, okay? So it's worth just playing that, because that is essentially the whole chord sequence for the song. I'm going to complete the chord for you in just a minute. Okay, so what we're going to try and do next is we're going to turn that chord into a power chord. Now if you're a beginner, this might take a little bit of effort, but you just need to stretch your fingers. So we're still on that first finger on the second fret, and then with our third finger, okay, we're holding down the 4th fret, so 1, 2, 3, 4, at the same, first finger on the second fret, but at the same time we're bringing our third finger onto the 4th fret on the Eddie 8 Dynamite string, so the 3rd string down. So essentially you've got a shape that looks like this, okay? Cool. Because we're going to be moving this shape around. Actually, while I'm holding the guitar there, and it's very awkward for me, the next chord is this, so we're just going to move our fingers up to there, okay? I'll take you through how to do that, and then we're just going to slide that shape up to here, and then to here, and then we're going to finish there for the E. But I'll take you through how to do that in just a minute. I know that's quite quick, but just for the close-up. So that's your first chord. So that's second fret on the A string, as I first showed you, and then third finger on the D string on the 4th fret. And now, with your plectrum or your thumb, it doesn't really matter, you're going to be strumming those two strings. So that's the E and the A string. So you done me and I bet I felt it. Then we're going to move the shape up. So always think of, this is called a power chord, by the way. You might have heard other guitar teachers, guitarists talking about these. We're then just going to move this shape up to the E and A string. So it's essentially the same chord, but we're on the E and A string. So that's the thickest two strings. Then we're going to strum those two strings. Okay, so that's what that chord looks like, just to show you. I think that's very useful. Okay. Don't be cool and you're so hot that I melted. Then we're going to slide that shape up. So our first finger is now on the 4th fret on the thickest string, and our 3rd finger is on the 6th fret on the A string. So always remember to leave a gap of 1 fret here, yeah? So don't be like this, be like this, alright? Good. So, I fell right through the cracks, so that's that part, and I'm trying to get back. Now this bit's quite easy, okay? So we're just holding down, we're actually holding down the note that we start with, so that's the 2nd fret on the A string, but we're strumming the open E, so the thickest string, and the A string. Trying to get back. That's that part. That's an E power chord. Okay, so let's just try and strum those chords together. We're not going to do the rhythm just yet. I'm going to take you through how to make it sound more like the song. So we're just going to get the chords right. So after 4, you can try and play it with me. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You done me and I bet I felt. Change to up to the strings. To be cool, but you're so hot that I'm melting. Fell right through the cracks, and I'm trying to get back. Okay, so that's B5, 2, 3, F sharp 5. 5 also means power chords, and then G sharp 5, and then to E5. Okay. So that's your chord sequence, so hopefully you're getting the hang of those power chords, yeah? So it takes a certain degree of stretching on your fingers, but if you persevere, you can do it. To start with, I'd recommend just doing it single note. So here, here, and then 4th fret on the thickest string, and then just open on the thickest string. And then you can start adding in what we call the 5th, okay? Good. Keep doing it, you'll get it. So that's the chords. Now this song is very reliant actually on its rhythm on the right hand. Now the actual rhythm of the song for a beginner is, well, depends on your level of beginner, what sort of beginner you are, but it's just a little bit too much to do the changes at the moment. So I've just kind of made a sort of simplified version of it so that you can basically, this is so you can sing along. So you can have a little sing-song and not worry about too much guitar intricateness. Is that the word? Intricacy? Anyway, so what we're going to try and do is we're going to do something called left-hand muting. Okay. Now, left-hand muting essentially means, well, if you're a left-handed guitarist, it means on your right hand you're picking a note. So we're just going to take that first chord. We're picking it. And then we're stopping it with our left hand. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. So we're not doing this, we're doing this. So you can hear that the notes are stopped dead. Not. Okay? Now the way that I'm doing that is I'm picking the notes, and then as soon as I've picked them, I'm releasing the pressure on them. I'm still keeping in contact with the string, but I'm not pressing into the wood anymore. Okay, that's a very important technique. What I'll do is if I hold the guitar like this, if you can see on my finger, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick this note, so I'm going to pick it, oops, put it in the wrong place, so I'm going to pick it, and then can you see I'm just releasing it, but I'm keeping my finger on the string, and that's what's muting it. So if you can practice that, that's a very, very important guitar technique to have. Okay, it's called left hand muting. So that's what we're going to do at the beginning of the song, and we're going to do that with both those notes that we're holding down, so that first chord, so we're going to go, so I'm just going through the chord sequence using left hand muting. Okay, cool. And then something else we can do to increase the muting, it's more like what Jason Mraz does, in fact he does both in the song, is some palm muting. Now palm muting is where we take this part of our hand, on our right hand, and we put it over these strings. Now, we're trying to be at the back of this, so we're not here, we're not in the sound hole, or our muting is going to be too heavy, so we're going to come back so that we've basically got the, just right underneath the bridge here, okay? Now, your palm muting should be, it should sound like this, so it should be, can you hear that's very dampened? If you're doing it like this, you're not palm muting enough, so make sure you just bring your palm on. And the other thing is don't press with your palm. The temptation could be to think you need to press down. Just let the weight of your hands do it. Now, if you're over here with your palm, you're going to get this sound. So it's too muted. So just bring your palm back, keep coming back, and remember, try to use this part of your hand, so like the fleshy horseshoe part of your hand. Don't use here or here, use here. And persevere, okay? You might not get it at first. The same with left hand muting and right hand muting, but do keep trying it. The idea is that we're trying to make the chords dampened, okay? Dampened just means that they're muted, they're short, like that, okay? So we're using a combination of, which will take a little while, a combination of left hand muting and palm muting to get that sort of dampened sound, okay? If I was you and you're practicing, I'd practice first just trying to do the left hand muting, like that. Okay, so we're releasing the strings, and then try putting the palm on as well, okay? Okay? Well, you done me and the man I felt it. Tried to put you, but you're so hot that you melted. Fell right through the cracks, and I'm trying to get back. Now, just to let you know, the chorus is exactly the same chords, okay? So that chord sequence doesn't change. So I won't hesitate. Second fret, thickest string. No more fourth fret. The third finger on the sixth. Wait, I'm yours. And it just goes round in a circle. The one thing that is different in the song that will that gives it this lovely sort of minor lift, if there's such a way of doing that, is God sing love, 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 love. So that's a new chord, and that's where he actually, there's no muting, it's just a standard strum of the chord. Now the chord he's making is an E minor there, so you're actually doing the E, I believe, for 2 beats. Actually, you're holding each one for 4 beats, but it doesn't really matter for the moment. So with the E minor, you're putting your second finger on the second fret on the A string, and third finger on the second fret also on the D string, okay? And you're strumming all 6 strings. You're doing kind of quite a slow strum and releasing everything, so there's kind of this nice release in the song. But I won't have... Cool. So yeah, just pop that E minor in that love, love part of the song. You know the bit if you know the song really well. Okay. The other thing is when you're strumming the song, just from a timing point of view, try not to be on the on beats. So how we can divide music up with rhythm is we can divide it up as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, okay? If we're in 4/4 common time. But what we're doing with this song is we're always playing on the ands, okay? And that's quite important. It gives it this kind of sort of swing, upbeat, sort of summery, chilled feel. So we're going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, okay? And as I didn't mention before, you're actually playing each chord just 4 times, okay, with that dampened feel. But yeah, do make sure you're on what we call the upbeat, which is the and. So you're going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. And that's the same with the chorus as well, okay? Cool. So what I'm going to do is, I haven't taught you the intro of the song. Now the intro of the song is maybe a little bit more intermediate, so if you're looking to sort of push your skills forward, then I will teach you the intro of the song, but to learn the intro of the song you've got to go to my website and just sign up to my newsletter. Just a newsletter that has like tips and information about learning the guitar. and my latest videos essentially. If you sign up, then you'll get instant access to my student area where there's other videos there, and you will also get access to learn how to play the intro to the song as well. So for me and my my Jason Mraz hat, thanks for listening, and once again thank you Hannah for requesting. Cheers, take it easy.